The global trade in ivory and rhino horn tops the agenda at the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, or CITES, conference in Bangkok. Officials are debating imposing bans on all wildlife trade in 19 countries unless they crack down on the poaching, smuggling and the sale of illegal ivory. VOA's Henry Ridgwell reports.
Rangers inspect a dead rhinoceros in Mpumalanga, South Africa last year. It has been killed for one reason: its horn hacked off as the animal lay dying. Poaching for rhino horn and ivory has soared in recent years. It's at the top of the agenda for the 178-nation CITES conference in Thailand. Among the participants is Will Travers of the conservation group Born Free, who spoke to VOA via Skype.
In 2007, there were 13 rhino poached in South Africa. Last year, there were 668, and this year, 130 already.
Elephant poaching is also on the increase. Campaigners say a ban on international ivory trading, signed in 1989, has been weakened and undermined. Kenya is one of the countries pushing for a crackdown on the illegal ivory trade in Asia. In the shadow of Mount Kilimanjaro, Steve Njumbi manages conservation programs with the International Fund for Animal Welfare.
There is a misconception amongst most of those who demand or want to use the ivory that ivory falls off elephants just like hair does. Message to them, people in China, people in Thailand: an elephant must die violently. Very, very violently.
Charlotte Davies of the Environmental Investigation Agency based in London says 35,000 elephants a year are being killed for their tusks, mostly by organised criminals.
There's an international ban on the trade in ivory, but there were two one-off legal sales, one in 1999 and one in 2008. And in China, for example, there is a domestic legal ivory market. But this isn't very well policed, it's not well enforced, there are loopholes, and it means that illegally acquired ivory, that's ivory from poached elephants, can be laundered into that system.
Critics say those one-off sales simply fuel demand in Asia. The Environmental Investigation Agency says its research suggests 90% of the ivory traded in China is illegal. Again, Charlotte Davies.
And what EIA is saying at CITES is close down all markets and stop confusing people who think they can buy ivory legally when in fact it's just posing a threat to the elephants on the ground.
Britain's Prince William has joined the calls for immediate action against poaching, sending a video message to delegates at the Thailand conference.
We must do more to combat this serious crime if we are to reverse the current alarming trends. If not, we could soon see some populations of these creatures, or even an entire species, disappear from the wild.
Campaigners warn that extinction is a real possibility unless a global agreement banning the trade is signed and enforced. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.